My name is Sharon Franklin, and I will be discussing the article entitled Extreme Weight Loss Behaviors Among Multi-Ethnic Adolescents in Florida. So, the summary of the article. The study consisted of randomly chosen students in grades 9 through 12. They used 75 different public high schools in Florida in 2005. The study looked at weight loss techniques that the students used and how they were unhealthy. The study compared boys to girls in different ethnicities. It was found that the students using these unhealthy techniques to lose weight were actually in the healthy weight category according to the body mass index. The reason for the study. They did this study to understand why the aspects of being overweight or obese affects the adolescents in the United States, to explore what factors are causing the increase of obesity in the United States. The aim of the study were the following three aspects: assess the prevalence of unhealthy or excessive weight loss practices, evaluate the characteristic differences between these weight loss practice groups, non versus healthy, healthy versus unhealthy weight loss practice groups, and to evaluate the correlation of unhealthy or extreme weight loss practices among the Florida adolescents. So, some connections that were made. They found that females practiced the weight loss techniques more than the males. There were a higher number of Caucasians who practiced the weight loss techniques over the other ethnicities. Those who experimented in risky behaviors such as binge drinking, using illicit drugs, smoking, and being sexually active were more likely to control their weight with unhealthy practices. Those who also practiced weight controls were actively using multiple unhealthy and healthy weight loss techniques. They were dissatisfied with the way that their body looked and thought of themselves to be overweight. The hypothesis of the article. The problem of overweight and obesity are an increasingly prevalent condition among children and adolescents of the United States. Some techniques that were used. The first one was the Youth Risk Behavior Survey, abbreviated as YRBS. This is a school-based anonymous survey of risk behaviors among high school students, grades 9 through 12. It was a two-stage cluster to represent samples of the students. The schools and the classes were the clusters. Students were randomly selected to prevent bias, and they were all eligible to participate. There were students who did not respond to the survey, so after taking this into account, it was found that 66% of the students responded, allowing this to be a good representation of the Florida adolescents. So the second technique, the scientists formed the groups to represent different variables that benefited the study. The groups were broken up by age, gender, race and ethnicity, grade levels, performance in school based on their grades, and how healthy the students actually were. Breaking down the groups into three weight loss practice or behavior groups. They had the non-dieters, which did nothing to control their weight, the moderate dieters, who used healthy techniques such as reducing calories or exercising, and the extreme dieters, who used unhealthy techniques such as purging or using laxatives. The results of the study. Out of 4,564 students, they were surveyed in 2005, 43.3% of them were trying to lose weight. Male students dieted less than the female students. Caucasians participated more in the dieting efforts than any other race or ethnicity, and the students who were at a healthy weight according to the BMI participated more than the students who were seen as unhealthy. Results of the study continued. Students who were on average B and C students were 3 times more likely to practice extreme weight loss techniques than those who had A's. Those who participated in binge drinking and used illicit drugs were found to practice the extreme weight loss practices more. Depressed or suicidal students were also found to practice these techniques more. So as you can tell from my presentation, the hypothesis was supported. The findings do support the hypothesis that there is an increasing rate of obese and overweight children in the United States. They found this by analyzing a wide variety of students, and that the results were able to be unbiased and fair. It gives a clear picture to what the scientists are trying to discover and learn about, which leaves it open for future studies. For future studies, they should focus on ways of prevention. One way is through nutrition and health programs, which would be available in the community for the parents and the students to attend. Also, they can have these in the schools so that the students feel that they are more supported and have healthy ways of eating instead of relying on the unhealthy weight loss techniques. The second one is interventions for those who are already participating in the weight loss practices so that they can get the help they need before doing further damage to their body and so they feel more supported and not so alone. The third one is support groups for the families to learn more about how they can help the students get back to being healthy and stopping them from doing further damage to their body, along with giving the family some support so that they don't feel so alone or lost or helpless with their children going through this. And as you can see, this is my reference. It was based on the article Extreme Weight Loss Behaviors Among Multi-Ethnic Adolescents of Florida. And this would conclude the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.